South African investors. The Minister of Trade, Joshua Setipa, will travel to Johannesburg in May in an effort to woo investors to the Mountain Kingdom. SABC correspondent Nthakoana Ngatane questioned him about concerns, however, that Lesotho may be a risky destination.
There's been a number of events which have put us not in the light that we would like to be seen, but at the end of the day, we believe that as far as being a destination for investments, as far as being open for business, we remain open for business. Investments are still safe. Investors are still guaranteed returns. We're still a very competitive destination for investments. Rule of law still exists in Lesotho. Security is guaranteed for investors, even throughout all the difficult challenges we had, which I must underscore, were primarily of a constitutional nature, which then, of course, spilled into other areas of governance. There's never been any threat to existing investors in Lesotho, nor has it been a challenge for us to continue to convince potential investors that Lesotho remains a competitive destination for investments.
I've just come back from London, one of the biggest markets in the world. What is it that you've come back with that gives a potential investor the confidence that Lesotho is indeed a good destination to come to?
If I can just cite one example, if I can give you the example of the mining sector, where in one day we're able to secure 800 million rands worth of investment, just in one day. In the mining sector, we've had expressions of interest in the ICT sector. We've started a discussion with Vodafone UK about being partners for us in helping strengthen and extend our ICT network to build a national broadband network. This is just a highlight of some of the discussions that we've had, but those two would stand out as deliverables that we've achieved in basically in one afternoon.
Next month, you are headed for South Africa. What is it that you're going to tell investors there? What has Lesotho got to offer for them that will make them come to this country?
We will be in South Africa at the Gallagher Estate on the 11th and 12th of May. The first day on the 11th will be closed exclusively for the diaspora. We have a big community of Basotho that reside in South Africa that have always, for years, wanted to be part and parcel of the growth story here. We consider the diaspora as part of our domestic investment. So we will spend that. And then the second day, we will then be engaging with the broader business community in South Africa, potential investors, the chambers of commerce in all sectors have been invited. We are the biggest exporter today in sub-Saharan Africa of clothing, apparel and textiles. It is not because there's something that that South Africans cannot do. It's just that the comparative advantage we have is higher than South Africa's. We are now using that experience of over 20 years of textile and apparel to see what other sectors can we get in. And being within South Africa is an advantage because South Africa, for example, has a very dynamic automotive sector. So we are saying we will find a niche for ourselves and concentrate on auto components. We're building, using the same skills that we've gained from making clothes, we're building car seats, for example, for Ford, for BMW, and so forth. We want to be part of the regional value chain that connects us to South Africa, but also be part of the global value chain.
Relations are very important when it comes to investment. Lesotho has gone through challenges. SADC instituted a commission of inquiry. It recommended constitutional and security reforms, and delay in implementing those recommendations has attracted statements, some in the media, even saying that the result could be where countries like the United States, who have pronounced themselves, could exclude Lesotho from benefits such as the Africa Growth Opportunity Act. What is Lesotho's status regarding such events?
I was in Washington twice. I went to Congress, I went to the administration, I went to State Department, I went to the USTR, the US Trade Representative's Office, and discussed their concerns and discussed with them how best we can move forward. We are considered one of the success stories of AGOA. There are over 40,000 people directly employed in jobs that related to AGOA. So anything that would happen to AGOA would have devastating social and economic impact. So no one in their right mind would even begin to celebrate the potential of AGOA being withdrawn from Lesotho. So we will continue to work with the US.
Finally, to someone listening to you now and thinking, I would like to go to Lesotho, what can you promise? Return on investment, 10%, 20, 30?
Our mining industry, if I give an example, is still, despite the conditions in the commodity market, still performing better than average. If you look at the fact that our average cost per character is still per carat is still around $2,000 compared to a global average of $100. So yes, your money is safe and your money will come. Your returns will be high. Come and invest in Lesotho.
For Lesotho, the country hoping to woo South African investors in this coming May.